So if you've been knitting in the round and you're getting to the point where your stitches are no longer going to fit on your circular needle, or if you're knitting socks or something else that are too small for a circular needle, you can then switch to double pointed needles. And double pointed needles are these, so they're double pointed, and I'll show you why that matters in just a second. And they come in sets of 5 because typically you will put 4 into the work and then you'll have 1 as your working needle. So let me show you how this works. You're going to roughly divide the number of stitches you have into 4, and you're going to put about that number onto your circular needles. So I'm just going to approximate here and slip about that many on the double pointed needle from the circular needle. Then I'm going to take the next batch, the next needle, put another approximate 4th. Most of the time it doesn't matter if you're a little over or under. Then take needle number 3. You're going to put, again, about a 4th. And then take your last needle, or your 4th needle, because you're going to hold your last one to use as your right-hand needle. So then when you've distributed them on your double-pointed needles, you no longer need your circular needle, and you are going to just start knitting with each one of those needles. So I'm now putting all the stitches on my working needle, which was my 5th needle. So when you come to the end of the stitches that you have on one of your double pointed needles, you're going to just knit as you would. So knit the last stitch. At that point, you've transferred all of the stitches to your right hand needle, and you now have this needle, which becomes your 5th needle and your free needle, and you use that needle as your right hand needle to continue knitting. And you just continue, you knit, keep the yarn behind, put the needle through the stitch in the correct way, do a knit stitch or purl stitch, whatever it calls for, and you just keep knitting. And that's how you're going to approach every time you have to transition between double pointed needle to double pointed needle.